Welcome to Shootin' a Dookie with Hugh Janus, the podcast where no topic is too weird, too wild, or too wonderfully off the rails. From deep thoughts to jump jokes, conspiracy theories to snack reviews, Hugh Janus is here to talk about absolutely everything, and probably nothing at all. So buckle up, loosen your expectations, and get ready to shoot the dookie. You never know what you're going to step in.
We're shooting the dookie with Hugh Janus, my friend. Grab your popcorn, the fun never ends. From all this stuff to fans absurd. Every episode you'll hang on every word. He's got stories that'll make you grin. From the depths of bizarre, just dive in. Laugh so hard you'll fall off your seat. The kind of show that can't be beat. Shoot the dookie, it's a wild ride. Join Hugh Janus and let your worries slide. Every crazy moment's a delight. Tune in now, that's your day right. Shooting the dookie, it's a wild ride. Join Hugh Janus and let your worries slide. Every crazy moment's a delight. Tune in now, we'll set your day right.
Oh, good Sunday morning. Hello there, TODO. And as always, my good friend, Mr. Eric. How you doing there, sir? Uh, what's going on? Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Uh, yeah, no. Um, oh, boy. It's kind of early for me to be on here on a Sunday morning, but you know what? I was bored. Figured I'd kill a little bit of time. Uh, Waiting to see what happens later this afternoon. But yeah. Anything new and exciting going on? My little my little female little entrance thing there for little. Uh, um. Yeah. No. I just been kind of bored. Just figure, come on, see what's going on. Anybody out there might just pop in. So anything exciting going on with anybody? Anything going on exciting there with you, Eric? I know you said you were just in someone else's show, um, the Stewie Griffin show there, yeah. But yeah, no, figured why not? Just no, yeah, it just wrapped up. Okay, cool. All right, cool. I know there's probably a lot of Mother's Day shows going on, and such an uh, uh, oh boy. Um, Yeah, no, yeah, no, just yeah, it's not a big event around here. Yeah, I wish my mother happy Mother's Day. She's like, yeah, whatever. But that's that's how she is. Just gotta it's, yeah, no, she's not big on holidays or anything. So, uh, oh, that thing's taking forever. Definitely need to go buy a new computer today. Um, hmm, yeah, this one's kind of dying out on me. It's about 6 years old, so, and I don't think it's technically up to spec for uh, running Windows 11, but Jackie and Jim, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure Russ is always on. It's like go in and you look, and how can you not notice when Russ is on? It's like he's always on. He needs other hobbies or something, but. Yeah, oh man. Oh yeah, and Old Man's podcast will be back tomorrow. Yeah, he was off just last week for vacation, wasn't he? Him and Grammy. Right, right. So yeah. Well, that's good. You need to take a vacation here and there, get out and and you know, just walk away, have fun. I took my first vacation last year in about like 17 years because my old job didn't allow me to take time off. Um, well, just the job itself, it wasn't due to like the company. It's just there was no one to cover my doing my job when you're the only person as a caregiver for a person and no one else knows the routine. It's kind of hard to get someone to come in and cover for you. But what can you do? Um, oh, is it gonna do it? Oh, Jesus. Let's see. Uh, Later in the week, all the Pulse on Tuesday and Wednesday, the Potluck podcast on Wednesday as well, Substance for Days on Thursday, Crash and Burn is also on Thursday. Right, right, yeah. Yeah, I think I have all those guys. I have those all those guys followed. Um, so yeah, I'll be definitely sure to check it out when I have the time. Uh, Seems how. Oh yeah. Oh, of course, of course. Oh yeah. Like to support other content creators over here on the Podbean and uh, get the word out, get more listeners for them. Uh, so no, nothing really going on. Just you know, uh, you know. Oh, it's funny. Uh, the oh God, seems how I'm a Midwesterner here. Oh boy, it's funny news. Uh, with the new pope being from here in the Midwest, actually from Chicago. Uh, yeah, no, the one of the local comedians from here in Wisconsin, a guy named Charlie Barons. He does a show called the Manitowoc Minute. He him and this guy were doing a little like little video, and it says, yeah, now that the new pope is from here in the Midwest, Vatican City is going to be getting a Culver's and a Quick Trip gas station pretty soon. You got to kind of be from the Midwest to get it, but oh my God, I heard that and it was just funny. Um, yeah, I know. Any real good news going on? Uh, oh, um, other than the Pope calling for uh, Pope Leo, let's see, what is it, the 14th? He's calling for ceasefire and peace in Ukraine. Uh, let's see, what was yesterday was uh, WWE Backlash. That was all right. Um, uh, yeah, nothing really exciting this weekend. Um, yeah, no, just yeah, nothing really going on. Um, uh, oh, hmm, uh, oh, ooh, yeah, Drew McIntyre might have been injured. Oh my goodness, yeah. Just when you get on a roll and then bam, then it stops. Um, let's see what else. Oh, let's see. Oh no. Yeah. Uh, oh, PlayStation Plus subscribers will be getting Ark Survival Ascended. Yeah, no. A little game called Balatro. Maybe you've heard of it. No. Deck building roguelike. It's the latest free title. Very nice. Oh yeah, you gotta love that. It says I just recommended playing Balatro to experience what crack is like. Oh my god, I just can't stop. My god, that's funny as hell. Oh wow, that's crazy. Uh, oh man. Uh, oh no, I just got kicked. Oh, I only just kicked my Slay the Spire addiction and absolutely addicted. Oh god, that's funny. I'll have to check it out. Uh, huh. Oh, I already got Ascended and Warhammer 40K bolt gun. Huh. I have to check that one out too. Hmm. The only thing bad about Ark Survival Ascended is that every time you log in, you got to download some new piece of uh, new content for security and this and that, and it kind of sucks. But yeah. Um. Uh. Is there Eric? Is there any other podcasts coming up today that you know of that we could plug while we're sitting here? Oh, well, let's see. Here we go. And here he comes. There he is.
Well, I know Russ and the Outside Man will be on in prime time, but I don't know if him and Caps have got a show planned for about 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern time this evening.
Mm-hmm.
For
Oh.
a while they were doing that Illuminated Brains of Caps trivia show, but they haven't been doing much of that lately,
Mm,
unless they're retooling it.
mm. Yeah, no, well, oh, yeah, well, sometimes, a good retool. Did you hear the little intro thing I played at the beginning with the woman?
Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm. That's my voice, and voice changed to do that.
Uh,
Isn't that weird?
yeah. Um,
Yeah, I know. Well, here, where is it? Let me here, watch like this. Here we go.
Welcome to Shootin' a Dookie with Hugh Janus, the podcast where no topic is too weird, too wild, or too wonderfully off the rails.
Isn't that crazy?
uh,
Yeah, yeah, no, there's uh, a website. Oh God, what is it called? I can't remember off the top of my head because, um, but yeah, no, it just started doing it where you can like, oh
right,
yeah, I mean, usually it'll do like text, and then you can pick the different voice you want to use, or you can create your own, and
uh,
set it up so however you want it. And then
right,
yeah, so I was like, you know what? And they give you like so many credits to do it, mess around with it. And ooh, excuse me.
uh,
And they yeah, so I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. And so yeah, I've been
I know
giving
there
it a
was like
shot.
like yesterday morning, like I've been up. I was up about like a little after 9 yesterday morning. I don't know if you heard about there being like a minor earthquake outside of like Knoxville and Asheville,
Really? No, I didn't
and
hear about
and
that.
I felt like a mild shaking like as far away as where I live, and I was like, did that
Hmm.
really just happen?
Wow. Wow.
Because
That's
I mean, this
crazy.
isn't like California, Oregon, or Washington State.
Right. Well,
Because
did you
like
Oh, go
because the
ahead.
old man and Grammy would tell you what a real earthquake feels like in all the years
Hmm.
they've lived on the West Coast.
Right. Oh yeah. Um um Did you hear about that Metallica concert that actually set off the seismic scale
Oh,
to
where? Where?
yeah, it was I was reading about it. They were playing in this football stadium, and the machinery is about a half a mile away, but it actually registered just like
Oh,
under
okay. Oh,
like a
they kind of registered like a false positive.
well, yeah, it's just because they said not even the football games were were ever that loud as the music was coming out of that
I think
stadium.
like the music equipment was, like the amount of they probably had the decibels like really high.
Mm-hmm. Um. Uh.
But and
Yeah,
you would
there it
think
is.
like
Here it is.
and I don't know like how many like readers that like the U.S. Geological Survey probably has on the ground all over the country
Mm-hmm.
to you know
Right.
like because I know not everywhere in the U.S. is an earthquake hot zone. Like
Right.
I don't know whether Wisconsin has any hot zones or not.
Uh. I mean, we they registered here. It's just not enough to really shake anything. So,
Right.
um, but yeah, see, it says right here. This is the article. It says Metallica fans call small earthquake at Virginia show. The Metallica quake was measured by the Virginia Tech Seismological Observatory during Enter Sandman. Yeah, yeah.
Oh wow.
Metallica fans bouncing in unison at the Thrash Heroes' recent show in Virginia, USA, calls a small earthquake recorded by local scientists. Virginia Tech's Seismological Observatory measured tremors, particularly during the band's performance of Enter Sandman at Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University's Lane Stadium this past Wednesday, actually. So, synchronized jumping by 60,000 fans in attendance was responsible for readings captured by the observatory. Uh, Virginia Tech athletics wrote in a social media post, "Thanks for jumping with us, Metallica. Come back anytime." Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Um. Oh yeah. No. That. Yeah. That was. That's just wow. They actually showed it on the news.
Uh
What
huh.
um the actual the pulses from the seismic activity when everybody was jumping up and down all at the same time. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But um yeah, so yeah, no, I'm sure yeah, that's crazy. I mean, uh wait, where are we? Let's see what else we got here. I'm waiting for a call from my brother. I have to go reinstall a different two-way radio in my vehicle, and he was busy doing laundry and stuff. So,
Oh.
uh, yeah, he's like, I'm doing my weekend stuff now. I'm like, really, really, but um, uh, oh, uh, yeah, no, you been out to see any movies lately?
I'm not really big into going to like movie theaters like I used to be.
Mm, right.
Um, because I know like last time we did a show together. I mean, we talked about how the Snow White movie failed miserably, and then
Hmm.
Disney like putting together live action adaptations of their classic animated films, and then
Right.
like some of them were good, some of them not so much.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to the Lilo and Stitch one. That actually looks kind of cute.
Well, and
Um,
hopefully they don't mess it up.
right. Just watching some of the trailers have actually been kind of, actually pretty good. So,
Well,
uh,
and I know with Disney, like a few years ago,
mhm,
acquiring like 20th Century Fox, which I think
mhm,
is since rebranded to 20th Century Studios, because
uh-huh,
they probably eliminated the Fox portion, like to not create the confusion that
right.
Disney owns Fox, which they already own ABC,
Hmm.
because like the Fox network and of stations are under the Fox Corporation.
Right. But
Because like the 20th Century Studios movie library, you have animated classics there like The Page Master,
Mm-hmm.
Anastasia,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
you would be wondering if now Anastasia, based on the, like the story of Russian, royal family, the Romanovs, if she would be
Mm-hmm.
constituted now as a Disney princess.
Uh, well, if you think about it, um, since Disney acquired Lucasfilm, technically Princess Leia is now a Disney princess.
Yeah, like when they acquired the Star Wars franchise. Yep.
Yeah. So,
And
um,
then you might have some like Pixar characters like princesses Ada and Dot from A Bug's Life. They're
hmm
probably constituted now as Disney princesses.
right, right,
I don't know who else in the Pixar world, like Bo
right.
Peep and you know, who did Jennifer Tilly play in Monsters Inc? She's kind of that monster character that kind of resembles like a modern day Medusa.
Huh.
Celia, I remember
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Um,
Um.
and then Helen Parr, Elastigirl. I don't know if she'd be a Disney princess, but she'd definitely
uh,
be a Disney hero.
right. Well, technically, well, she's not a princess, but
I know,
yeah,
but
but no. So, but yeah, Disney hero. Yeah. Um.
yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, no. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I want to try and get out maybe on Tuesday on $5 movie day. I was thinking about trying to go out and see Thunderbolts, or as they revealed, they're the new Avengers. Um, uh, which I don't know. I like the Marvel movies. I really do. So hopefully this one isn't. Everybody says it's good so far. So hopefully it's not a letdown. Um, and I
right,
know even though I don't play the game Minecraft, I kind of want to see the Minecraft movie. Cause I don't know, excuse me, I love Jack Black. I think I don't know, he's really good. And then Jason Momoa. Those two guys would seem like the perfect people in that movie. Just the type of people in real life that just want to hang out and just have fun. You know. Um. Uh. Yeah, I don't know. Just yeah, I actually watched a movie last night, an animated film. It's actually it was Japanese anime, but it's part of DC. It's Batman Ninja versus the Yakuza League.
right,
It's a continuation. There was a Batman Ninja movie several years ago animated where the character Gorilla Grodd made what they called a quake engine, and it caused
right,
Batman and his Bat family to be transported to feudal Japan, and they had to a bunch of the supervillains like the Joker, Two Face, the Penguin, Poison Ivy were like yakuza kind of bosses
oh,
in feudal Japan, and they had taken over territories and Batman had to in the Bat family would be had to restore everything back. But what had happened is in this movie, you find out when they came back that something wasn't right, and Japan no longer existed on the map, but it was actually now it's stuck in a rift of space time, and it was actually floating above Gotham City and all the normal DC heroes like they had Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash,
Green Lantern,
Aquaman, Green Lantern, but it wasn't Hal Jordan Green Lantern, it was the Jessica Cruz version. And they were all and Wonder Woman had her own clan. It was called the like Amazonia or something, some weird name. Their clan, who actually protected people, and the other superheroes all had different names. Like uh, Jessica Cruz was Jessica, and instead of Barry Allen, it was Barry the Fleetfoot, and Aquaman was
Hmm.
Asa. Yeah, and instead of living in the ocean, he actually lived in a lake in Japan, and it was Japan that was floating above, and they were being controlled like a big giant yakuza family by Ra's al Ghul. Well, technically, it should be pronounced Raish, but they go back and forth. Um,
Hmm.
and you see like members of the Bat family. You got, of course, Batman, and then Nightwing, who is the original Robin, and then Jason
Well,
Todd as the Red Hood, who was the second Robin and died, but was brought back by Ra's al Ghul in the Lazarus Pit. And then the
well,
third Robin was Tim Drake, who is now Red Robin, and then the fourth Robin is Batman's son with Talia al Ghul, which is Damien. And yeah, and yeah, it's actually pretty good. It's kind of uh, because it was created in Japanese and then dubbed into English. It's so.
well, and then if you look at the Superman story, you
Mhm.
you have like a type of prison in his universe called the Phantom Zone.
Oh yeah,
Well, of course, and you had prisoners who survived like the like the explosion of Krypton, like other than
uh,
like Superman surviving, his cousin Supergirl had also
right,
survived, but
right.
I think she might have got caught by the Phantom Zone.
Well, she had gotten what had happened is her ship got
Off
hit by a
course.
chunk. Well, it got hit by a chunk of the planet Krypton, and it ended up uh, like making her slowing her ship down. So while she was basically in suspended animation the whole time, when it finally landed and crashed on Earth, Clark was no longer, Kal-El was no longer a baby. He was like in his 30s, and she was still stuck as a teenager. You know,
Hmm.
she was technically sent to watch over her cousin, but
Yeah,
now she gets there, and he's already a grown man and been Superman for years.
but
Um,
I guess of course, fate had other plans. Like the the Kents,
all right,
rescued like the baby, of course,
right.
when the
Well,
ship crashed.
if but the stories that go along with like Superman, like there's like uh, there's an animated movie out there. It's called Superman Red Sun, Son, where um instead of landing in Kansas and being adopted by the Kents, his pod actually landed in Russia, and he was brought up as by Joseph Stalin, kind of as a father figure, and he defended Russia, and he was trying to eventually take over, and make everybody, you know, make the whole world into one big communist nation. Um, and it was actually pretty good animated flick. Also, um, there's another one called they actually did an animated film based on the video games of Injustice, where in another reality, the Joker decides he's going to, because he's always tired of being foiled by Batman, he decides to mess with Superman. He ends up kidnapping Lois, who they just found out, Clark and Lois just found out that she's pregnant with his child. The Joker takes her, finds a way to vaporize kryptonite, mixes it with Joker's fear toxin, and when Superman sees one of his greatest enemies, which is Doomsday, he he ends up taking Doomsday up into space. When Batman in the film, he reveals, he goes, "Hey, what you're seeing isn't true," and his vision cleared, and come to find out that he had grabbed Lois, taken her into space. What a Joker had done is it implanted a monitor to her heart, and as soon as her heartbeat stopped, it uh,
Hmm.
exploded a nuclear warhead in Metropolis, killing millions of people, including like Perry White and um, a bunch of his friends. And Batman took Joker to Arkham Asylum. And, Joker's like, he asked Joker why. He goes, I'm tired of getting beat by you. So why not go after the big blue Boy Scout? Because I think it's going to change him. And Batman's like, you know, well, no, he's one of the best men I've ever met in my life. And then Superman comes bursting through the walls, and he literally sticks his hand through the Joker's body and rips his heart out and kills him and starts an authoritarian regime where Wonder Woman believes he's doing the right thing, but a lot of the other members of the Justice League, like Batman, decides no, I'm not going to be a part of it. Um, and then Green Arrow, they have Green Arrow in it. Harley is upset because Superman killed her pudding, and she ends up joining the heroes, and they had Plastic Man even in uh, and it's so funny, like because uh, Superman ends up telling Mr. Terrific, who created this thing called the T Sphere. It's kind of like a little drone thing. He has Mr. Fantastic or Mr. Terrific create a bunch of them for him against his will, and he's
Hmm.
using them to monitor people, and activity to keep like countries from like waging war. Has everybody's nuclear warheads dismantled. Says, look, if you don't end your wars right now, I will end them for you. And he ends
Right.
up going after a bunch of kids who are at a rave, and they're uh talking about, oh, you killed the Joker, you didn't give him due process, you're a fascist. So he ends up like killing them all, these kids. And it even Wonder Woman, who supported him, was like, you just killed a bunch of kids. And he's like, yeah, but they were praising him, they're praising the Joker. And oh, it's so crazy. It's a really good story. I mean, it should. I wish they would have made it a little longer and went more into depth with it. But uh, the movie, the animated movie
Hey, I
for it.
don't.
Hey, hi Doc, how you doing? You know, but yeah, I kind of wish they would have expanded more for the uh the Injustice movie. But I mean, it wasn't bad. You can only take material that's got so much. Um, you only that's like it's like condensing the Harry Potter books, each one down into like 2.5 hours or whatever,
Right.
in condensing them down into a movie, and yeah, they're going to leave things out and kind of change things to kind of direct the narrative of the films. But I mean, it wasn't bad after all. I was like, yeah, that's the thing about movies though, is when you have uh the thing about movies, you only get so. Hey, Mister A.
Mr.
Uh,
A, good to have you.
you only get so much. They only get so much time to. It's like kind of like them adapting when they adapted. The video game, The Last of Us, into a series. They
Hmm.
not much, just kind of talking, bored, nothing better to do. Um, but it's like you can only put like that's why like The Last of Us, they turned it into a TV series, because the TV series actually kind of does a good job of keeping up with the actual story you play throughout the video game,
Uh
you
huh.
know. And it's it shows the key points that you need to see, instead of condensing it all into one big pile of mush.
Yeah.
Um so uh Yeah, I don't know. It's just like the way they've been adapting. Like a lot of these games, like like, well, no, like the Fallout series. I don't know if you've watched that or experience. I don't know if you've experienced any of the games because, like me being a huge gamer, I love the Fallout games. And since Bethesda took over with Fallout 4 and now Fallout 76, with Fallout 76 being more of a multiplayer, um, everybody kind of, just everybody gets so you can play with other people, which is nice. But like the way they adapted that show and using the concept of Fallout, but using a whole new like location and people, it just uh it just it turns out really good. And I mean, I watched it and I was amazed. It's like,
Hey, Rock.
hey, Lurock, um, uh, it's so hard, for them to adopt, adapt things. But like the movie, like the movie making process, like I said, you only get so much time to, I mean, unless you're like running a movie that ends up being like 3 hours, 3.5 hours, it's like,
Well,
you.
Titanic ran 3 hours and 14 minutes.
Mhm. Well, look at I think what was it, Avengers? The hold on, let me see. I think it's Avengers Endgame actually ran for like 2.5. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. There it is. The running time for Avengers Endgame was 181 minutes. So yeah, it's almost 2.5 hours. So um uh and so, Infinity War, let's see what Infinity War was. Infinity War was 149 minutes. So just over like 2 hours and what, 20 minutes? 2 hours and almost, well, yeah, no. Eh, 149 minutes. So let's see, 120. Yeah, so yeah, an hour, 2 hours and 20 minutes. So that means Endgame was actually almost 2 hours and 49 minutes or 39 minutes. 40 minutes, yeah. So um uh, uh yeah, so I mean, it's adapting games or adapting, material and trying to fit it in to keep people, keep their attention. Like
Right.
it's just, I mean, I get it. Like, they say uh the new Captain America New World Order was kind of lacking. I mean, and I liked it. I really did. And just seeing Harrison Ford become the Red Hulk at the end, um, I can't wait to see what they do with the character later. I mean, you know, that ought to be good because um, I'd like to see him team up. You know, like Bruce with Thaddeus Ross and with Jennifer Walters. So uh, you'd have Hulk, She Hulk, and Red Hulk all together in
Hmm.
one. One kind of like, yeah, a team up thing. That'd be kind of cool.
Right.
Um, like who else? You know, uh, but I guess yeah, no. The new Thunderbolts is actually doing really, really good. Um, everybody I know who's seen it so far says they love it. Uh, and then coming up, trying to remember what's coming up next. Let's see. Oh, uh, they coming up with Avengers Doomsday and then Avengers Secret Wars, which ought to be really interesting. Doomsday, I mean, God, just the cast in there is crazy. I mean, you look at how many characters they're bringing back from all these other, uh, these other movies now that they bought out. They have control over like the X-Men and all that stuff. I mean, just alone they have Chris Hemsworth, Vanessa
Well,
Kirby.
Disney has ownership of like the Marvel movies
Yeah, no, yeah, no,
or
they have
like
it back.
three.
Marvel, well, they have all of Marvel's movies, so Anthony, not all of them. Sony still controls some, but
Yeah,
um, so I
like
you got, yeah, well, they
or a
technically
licensing agreement.
control. Yeah, I mean, they still technically control Spider-Man and Venom.
Hmm.
But you have like Chris Hemsworth, Vanessa Kirby, Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, Letitia Wright, Paul Rudd, Wyatt Russell, and then from newer films, then you have um uh, Kelsey Grammer, uh, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, Alan Cumming, Rebecca Romaine, James Marsden, and these other people from the old X Men. Uh, So you got the Avengers, Wakandans, Fantastic Four, the New Avengers, and X Men team up to face Doctor Doom, which I thought was an interesting casting choice because they brought uh, Robert Downey Jr. in to he was Iron Man for so damn long, and now he's going to be Doctor Doom. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. Uh, yeah, it's going to be an interesting choice to see what happens, with these movies, and I'm a big like the Marvel live action movies I love, but like when it comes to DC, their animated movies are the ones I like much better because um you know uh uh they're animated movies that they've come out with like oh no, here we go. So like no, that's not it. No, no, that's not. Where is it? No, oh God. Uh, let's see. No, that's not one of the ones I was looking for. Um, like they did Superman. Doomsday was one. Um, was the first one. I think came out in 2009. Um, uh, uh, no, I'm trying to remember. Oh, here we go. Like yeah, they came out. Just the current ones where they had Justice League, the Flashpoint Paradox, Justice League War, Son of Batman, and so many of these films with now they call it the Tomorrowverse with this movie with Superman, Man of Tomorrow, Justice Society, um, Green Lantern, Beware My Power, and these Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earth movies that they did. There's three of those. Um, and It's just their movies are I don't know. Just
Right.
I don't it's just the animated ones, like don't get me wrong, like I liked Aquaman and Wonder Woman and Shazam, but like I don't know, they kind of fell short when they uh kind of uh here we go. It kind of I don't know. They're animated. They're just the Batman v Super. What was it? Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I liked Henry Cavill as Superman. I really did. Um, but like the way they adapted some of these stories for like originally, like oh no, Superman Doomsday came out in 2007. Then they did one Justice League: The New Frontier, and then Batman Gotham Knight, which was kind of uh, that one is actually kind of the Dark Knight trilogy ish thing. Then they did a Wonder Woman movie, which didn't do so good. I don't know why. But one of my favorites was like Green Lantern First Flight because um they brought in Christopher Maloney, who does the boy or does Elliot Stabler for Law and Order SVU, in as uh, Super or as no as Green Lantern, and he actually really did really good. One of the ones they brought in, I think it was Justice League Crisis on Two Earths. Superman was actually voiced by Mark Harmon, Leroy Jethro Gibbs from NCIS.
Hmm.
So, um, and then they brought in like Jensen Ackles from
Supernatural and Days of Our Lives.
Supernatural. Yeah, he did the voice for Jason Todd slash the Red Hood for Batman Under the Red Hood. And then of course a lot of them like, and then of course Green Lantern Emerald Knights was pretty good. It's like kind of like four different little stories. But they brought in Nathan Fillion. He's done the voice for Hal Jordan and a number of projects, and then uh, in the new Superman movie, he's playing Guy Gardner, a different Green Lantern. Um, I just saw um, the trailer for the new season of Peacemaker, and they actually Nathan Fillion and the girl who plays Hawk Girl are doing like cameos in the beginning in like one of the first episodes. Um, they did like an offshoot kind of different universe of Batman was the Batman The Dark Knight Returns parts 1 and 2, where they had Peter Weller doing the voice of Batman slash Bruce Wayne, but they introduced a different version of Robin named Carrie Kelly, and she became the new Robin. Um, and then they did quite a few, like they did Flashpoint, the Justice League, the Flashpoint Paradox, where uh, Barry is like feeling guilty about his mom having died when he was younger. So he actually uses his super speed to break the time barrier, goes back in time and saves her. But then when he wakes up, he's no longer the Flash. There's instead of like the Flash Museum, there's instead of Captain Cold, who's a bad guy in his normal universe, he's actually a hero named Citizen Cold. And you see other characters like Professor Zoom, who was voiced in that movie by C. Thomas Howell, who actually got an award for that movie for his portrayal of Eobard Thawne. I mean, and then they did like the Son of Batman stuff, the Assault on Arkham, which was really good. Um, Batman versus Robin, Batman Bad Blood, and then they did like some standalones ones like Batman the Killing Joke, which I don't know. But yeah, they've actually a lot of these movies are just like, yeah, like Superman Red Sun, Superman Man of Tomorrow, which is kind of a newer they did the whole thing with they did a standalone, it was called Justice League Gods and Monsters as well. That um uh where it was in a different universe where instead of Jor-El and his wife Lara were the parents of Clark, General Zod had come in, shot Jor-El, and implanted his own DNA with Lara's embryo. And when they launched the rocket, it was actually um, it landed in the desert somewhere, and the baby that was aboard the ship was actually found by Mexican immigrants who named it his name was Hernan Guerrera, and he was a different version of Superman. Um, they had a different version of Wonder Woman who was actually a new god from the planet New Genesis. Her name was Becca, and then the Batman in that timeline was uh, uh, Now I don't know if you remember the character of Man Bat.
I don't think so.
What had happened is he was trying to develop like some something. Oh, he was in the movie. He's trying to find an something to help cure uh, his leukemia, and come to find out that what it does, uh, he's using bad DNA, and what happens is oh shit, oh, so, hold on, um, but what had happened is the bad DNA caused him to kind of become sort of like a vampire kind of character. His name is Kirk Langstrom. Excuse me. Um, and so he ends up he has an actual the ability to fly. So
Right.
and so the three of them form a new Justice League, and just the story, the way it turns out is actually pretty good. I'm trying to remember who else here. Oh yeah, that one's actually pretty good. Mm. Um, oh come on, quit being so stupid. Uh, but it was actually, yeah, no, that was pretty good. I'm trying to think of what other ones. Um, yeah, that one. Yeah, but that Gods and Monsters, Justice League Gods and Monsters was pretty good. But they had started this whole, uh, like it was kind of like a more or less a universe with Justice League, the Flashpoint Paradox, and then they had what had happened is Barry had to end up going back into time and fixing it. He had to go back and yeah, okay. Um, he had to go back in time and fix the problem, but it still changed the world just enough. Like he goes back and you find out like in when he changed the timeline instead of like regular just ripples, it like created time ripples and caused things like Superman's um rocket didn't land in Kansas, it landed in the middle of Metropolis, killed a bunch of people. Um Wonder Woman and Aquaman are at war with each other and trying to kill each other because that's just how things are, I guess. And then uh, Batman in that universe is actually Thomas Wayne, which was Bruce's father, and Bruce is the one that died that night. And his father becomes Batman, and his mother becomes the Joker. Isn't that just messed up?
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they like different characters like become, they have different, roles. Like instead of Harley Quinn, her name is Yo-Yo, and she uses like these yo-yos as like weapons. It's actually pretty neat. But yeah, so he goes back, fixes everything, and then he had to restart the universe again with Justice
Hmm.
League Dark, where the world was about to like the world had gotten so bad that John Constantine told Barry basically you're going to have to restart it all over again, and hopefully it works out for the best. So, um, but yeah, no, they brought like quite a few people in
Right.
for oh wait, no wait, oh no, it's Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. That's one where Darkseid ends up like controlling basically like Batman, Cyborg, and all these. He's turned like uh, Wonder Woman and Hawkgirl and the Martian Manhunter into like his new version of the female fear, the female Furies, like, and he controls like everybody. He engraves uh, a kryptonite S into Superman's chest, so he ends up losing his powers. I mean, just the whole thing, the way it goes, it's like, my God. It's just, and then like I said, the Injustice one, it's totally different. And then you got like Green Lantern, Beware My Power, which concentrated on John Stewart. You know, yeah, it's crazy. It's like a lot of this stuff. The stuff they come up with for these like. Like from the comics, adapting these comics into into these newer
Hmm.
uh like, oh, see, I didn't even know those two were out. I'll have to check them out. Watchmen chapter 1 and chapter 2. Huh. I always did like the Watchmen movie. Um but yeah, no, Crisis on Infinite Earths, or Crisis on Two Earths, was actually a pretty good one, where what happens is, um I'm trying to remember now. Jesus, it's been a while. Well, they explore another universe where the normal Justice League are actually the bad guys called the Crime Syndicate, and all the bad guys are actually heroes. So um, that one actually, that's one of my favorites too. Oh yeah, so yeah. So yeah, it's in an alternate universe, heroic versions of Lex Luthor and the Joker, who's called the Jester. And you learn like what happens to these other, like what happens when the superheroes are become the villains. Like, instead in this other universe, um, instead of Superman, it's Ultraman, and then instead of Wonder Woman, it's Superwoman, and
Yep.
she goes by Superwoman. Instead of Batman, you have Owlman. Instead of the Flash, you have Johnny Quick. Hmm?
Looks like the old man just fired up a music show just now.
Oh shoot! Well, you know what? I'll just call it a day.
And we'll probably
Eh,
go and hang out with him and listen to some good, chill with some good music, I guess.
Yeah, that'll work. Oh yeah. Well, thanks for coming up with me for this.
Well, I know this episode will probably be getting published later, of course, and then
Oh
I know.
yeah, I'll probably throw it on later because I'm
Well,
bored.
hopefully you might, get into the Pulse podcast and the Potluck podcast a little later in the week, and then check out Substance for Days and Crash and Burn on Thursday.
Mm-hmm. And of course, tomorrow the old man's podcast.
Yep,
So,
yep.
but
That should be a
all
lot of
right,
fun.
right, right. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, thanks for hopping in up with here with me, and thanks iDoc for jumping in down there and giving some of them likes and liking the show. And yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna have to start doing more of these. Just I have to get more of a fixed format. But so on that note, we'll leave you here. It's Sunday. Happy Mother's Day, and go fuck yourself. We are out.
See ya.